Guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video we'll be talking about all things protective styling. We'll be talking about protective styles so that your hair retains as much length as possible, because I know people who have been protective styling since way back for like 10 years, but they have never seen any length retention or hair growth, even though they are protective styling like every day of the year. So we want to talk about whether your protective styles are actually protecting your hair or it's just damaging your hair and you're just wasting your time putting all these extensions in your hair, or what type of protective styles that you should be doing. Let's get straight into the video. The first thing that I want you to consider is, when you are protective styling your hair, is you want to make sure that your hair has a good base. So that is, you have to have washed your hair first and deep condition your hair, because you want to make sure that you have cleansed your scalp and your hair and moisturize your hair. So you want to deep condition your hair. I always deep condition using oil and honey when I deep condition my hair. I also use a hooded dryer, so I sit underneath my hooded dryer for about 20 minutes to make sure that the moisture penetrates into my hair. And then afterwards, after washing the deep conditioner from my hair, I make sure I moisturize my hair, because you're going to be leaving your hair in the protective style for some time, and depending on the protective style that you have your hair in, you might not be able to easily moisturize your hair. So you want to moisturize your hair properly. So I make sure that I spritz my hair with water and then use a leave-in conditioner, and then add extra virgin olive oil to it. And I also add grease, because that helps me to seal in the moisture for a much longer period of time, and because I wouldn't have access to my hair as easily as I would have if it's not in a protective style, I want to make sure that I am moisturizing my hair properly so that my hair is not like thirsty, because it's not getting the moisture that it might need. Second thing is, what season are you in? So I always consider the season that I am in when I'm protective styling my hair. During summer, if I feel like my hair needs a break, what I do is I put my hair in twists. But during winter, I make sure that the protective style completely covers my hair, because I lose a lot of moisture very quickly, and I want to make sure that my hair is completely tucked away, because the moisture will just evaporate from my hair that quickly. I will moisturize my hair properly in the morning, but as soon as I get out of the house and come back, my hair is dry. It is just it's just limp. It just needs a lot of love. So I love putting it in a protective style where my hair is completely covered, and usually for me that would be braids. It elongates my hair. Some people are okay having twists in their hair during winter, but I feel like that's going to be more high maintenance. You have to make sure you're moisturizing your hair more. And also, one of the reasons why I don't wear twists without extensions during winter is because I have a lot of fuzzy sweaters, and if you have medium length hair, so your hair is rubbing against your sweaters, that can cause a lot of friction on your hair, and that could lead to breakage as well. So I try and make sure that my hair is fully protected in braids. Also, you want to consider the type of protective style. So for some people, their favorite protective style might be cornrows, but for another person that might be twists. For me, when I used to do cornrows in the beginning of my natural hair journey, let's say the first year of my natural hair journey, I saw a lot more breakage. I felt like the installation process was just too much stress on my hair. So I find that twists are not as harmful to my hair as cornrows, but I know that this is going to be subjective. I've seen a lot of videos where the girls who put cornrows in their hair and leave their hair alone for like 2-3 months, but they've still been able to retain a lot of length and grow their hair very long. But for me, cornrows is a no for me. So you have to find a protective style that is actually protecting your hair and allowing you to retain as much length as possible. But for me, it is twists. I feel like the installation process doesn't cause a lot of tension or stress on my hair, and it actually stretches my hair. So I love twists because of that. So another question that people have asked me when I have my protective styles in is whether I moisturize my hair when I have my protective styles in. So that is dependent on what protective style I have in my hair. So if I have my hair in these braids, I usually don't moisturize my hair because my hair has been already adequately moisturized, and I just leave it alone. But if I've got my hair in twists, I usually spritz my hair with water and extra virgin olive oil, usually 2 or 3 times a week, because I feel like because my hair is out, my hair dries out more. But because my hair is contained in these braids, usually I don't have to go back in and moisturize my hair. Of course, if you're wearing cornrows, you can easily remove your wig and then moisturize your hair. So it's going to be dependent on what protective style you've got in. Also, another question that people ask me is whether I wash my hair when I've got my hair in a protective style. To be honest, no, I don't do that. That's why I make sure that I've washed my hair, and usually I don't have a very sensitive scalp. I don't feel the need to wash my hair again. So the only time I would wash my hair in a protective style is when I have my hair in twists. I would wash my hair in the twist maybe sometimes once a month, but that's dependent on my lifestyle. Like during summer I sweat more, sometimes I exercise at home, so I feel like I have to cleanse my scalp. But usually when I have my hair in these big braids with extensions or twists with extensions, I don't wash my hair again. The reason why you might not be experiencing a lot of hair growth or length retention when you are putting your hair in protective styles is you're not massaging your scalp. So usually for me, when I have my hair in protective styles, that is when I have more easier access to my scalp because of the lines and the patterns. So it's easier for me to massage my scalp. And when you are massaging your scalp, you're increasing blood flow to your scalp, and that also increases hair growth. So it's important to do this as often as possible. So for me, I always try and do this every other day. I use Jamaican black castor oil, I think that's how you call it, and extra virgin olive oil to massage my scalp. And Jamaican black castor oil has been known to thicken your hair and increase hair growth as well. So please try massaging your scalp with oil. And also try doing the inversion method. What you have to do is bend your head forward and sit still for about 4 minutes, and that will increase blood flow to the scalp, and that will also stimulate hair growth as well. Another thing I need to mention about the protective style is you want to consider the size of the protective style. So for twists or braids, you don't want to do braids or twists that are really small, because when it comes to the time that you have to detangle or unravel the twist or the braids, you might cause a lot of damage to your hair because they are so small, and it's going to be very easy for the hair to just matter. So you're going to cause more damage than good. It's just going to take forever for you to detangle it, and you might receive more breakage than you want to. So you don't want to be putting in protective style for 2 months just to break off your hair at the end. I prefer bigger braids or bigger twists. You don't want to make it too big, because if it's too big, your protective style can't be put in your hair for a very long time. So for me, these are the type of size braids or twists that I like, because it's not too small, it's not too big. Because if it's too small, I might lose a lot more hair when I am detangling my hair. And if it's too big, that means I can't keep the protective style for a very long time. It's usually going to take about 2 weeks or 3 weeks because it gets really frizzy. And I like to keep my protective style for about 2 months the most, because I want to make sure that my hair has been left alone for a long time, because I've gone through the whole process. I have parted my hair, sectioned it, detangled my hair properly to put these braids in my hair. I don't want to go through all this process in vain, because what is the point if you're protective styling for just 2 weeks? You're not protecting anything, because your hair hasn't received the necessary break after all that stress that you've put your hair through just to put the protective style in. I feel like if you're keeping in your protective style for about 5 months, then you're you're on the process to locking your hair, because it's just going to be so hard for you to unravel the twist or the braids. So don't keep it in for too short of a time or too long of a time. Another very important thing is, when you get your braids done, you want to make sure that the braids are not too tight or the twists are not too tight, because that's going to cause a lot of mechanical damage. If you do your braids or your twist and you can see those tiny bumps at the perimeters of your hair, your hairline, or it's causing too much stress on your hair, and we don't want that, girl. We don't want that, because what is the point in getting a protective style done and you have such a headache that you have to take 2 paracetamols? And people say that beauty is pain, but girl, it's not supposed to be that painful. We can't come and kill ourselves because of some small full-knee braids or mini twist. We can't come and kill ourselves because of that. If your brace is so tight to the point where you're walking with your friend and your friend is telling you to look up, you can't even look up. If Jesus was coming right now, you won't be able to look up and see Jesus. Then I'm sorry, that protective style isn't worth it. It's not worth your hair, because that is literally going to pull your edges and pull your kitchen area. So it is not worth it. I know it's hard. It's so hard to remove a protective style that has just been installed in your hair, because you think, I've wasted £80 on this hairstyle and now I'm going to just remove these braids when it has literally just been installed last week. But it's because it's hurting me so much, I don't want to remove it. I'm just gonna sit down and suffer with this hairstyle. Nah, girl, it's not worth it, because at the end of the day, the money has already been spent, and you want to make sure that you're happy with your hair at the end of removing your protective style. You want to make sure that there's hair on your head. And the next thing you want to be careful of is when it comes to the time that you have to take it down. Sometimes people will chop off or cut like a lot more length than they should, because sometimes you might cut your own hair and you might be thinking, oh, my hair isn't that long, it's maybe collarbone length, but your hair might have grown because you kept your hair in for about 6 weeks or 2 months. So you always want to make sure that you're not cutting too much so that you're not losing your hair. You want to make sure that you are protecting your hair. The last thing is the takedown process. The takedown process is where you have to be very cautious and worry about, because if you're not taking your time to unravel the braids or the twist, that's where you will lose a lot of hair, and that will mean that your protective style didn't even work. You just wasted your time, your money, just not to see any growth. So make sure that when you are removing the protective style from your hair, you use a conditioner or a gel, a natural gel, to make sure that your hair is very slippery so that you can easily unravel the hair. So what I do usually is I use okra gel. Okra gel gives my hair a lot of slip. It's also very moisturizing. So that's what I usually use to unravel my twist. And I also make sure that I focus a lot of the gel on this section, like the front section, because that's where usually there's a lot of product buildup. So you want to make sure that you apply a lot of conditioner or gel there so that you can, and I keep on saying gel, but I mean okra gel, so that you can easily unravel the hair strands and detangle your hair. After you have done this, try and braid it into sections and detangle your hair properly, because I have once I made this huge mistake. I removed my twist, which was in extensions, and instead of detangling my hair, I just rushed to the shower and then washed my hair. The next day I woke up, I had sister locks. I didn't even detangle my hair after showering. I was like, I'll wait till the next day. Literally the next day I had sister locks. Like, it took me the whole day to detangle my hair, and I lost so much hair. It was crazy. I was even scared. I was messaging all of my friends who had natural hair, like, girl, I've made a huge mistake, help me, I don't know what's going on with my hair. I learned a huge lesson, never to shampoo my hair when my hair is tangled, because you will receive a lot more breakage. It's just crazy. So don't be like me, or never be like me. Some people will say that they don't have time to take down their hair in a very gently and patient manner, but some people have all the time in the world for their wigs or their protective style itself. Like, they will have the time to to put in their protective style. Like, they can spend like 2 days putting in protective style, or they can spend hours in the morning flat ironing their hair. But when it comes to their own hair, they have no patience at all. And ask yourself, why don't you want to remove the braids or wigs and be happy with your actual hair? Like, ask yourself this. I hope these tips helped you, and I hope you are able to apply them to your hair regimen, so that after you have removed your protective style, you are happy and you're actually seeing that you have retained length and you have grown your hair. Till next time, bye.